555 Jacksonville.
Mack drops the throw. He's looking. Fires it to the left side. Corner of the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Brian Thomas Jr. for the score! Dropping the throw. Rudolph looking. Fires toward the goal line. That ball is going to be knocked away and incomplete. Antonio Johnson knocked it away from Nick Westbrook-Akine, and the Jags are going to win the game and sweep the Tennessee Titans.
Well, obviously you're trying to win the game, bottom line. So the key is to make sure that everybody stays locked in and focused on the task at hand, right? I mean, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, that's a big thing to do in the NFL if you can stack some good practices and games and carry that momentum, wherever it may go. So we're definitely working for that.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and Dylan Denmark.
Oh, yeah, baby. Happy Friday. First one of 2025. Tommy Mack is in studio. What do you got, a P code? Is that a P code?
It's nice.
Is that what that's called?
I don't know what it is, but I've had it for over 20 years.
Doesn't it look like it probably isn't a P code. I think how long is that?
How soft that is, Tone.
Oh, yeah.
You got to hop
Isn't
on
that great?
YouTube right
Nice.
now. Can you stand? Would you mind standing up for a second, please, Tom? Do a little twirl. Yeah, that's a little like mid-thigh length. That's a nice jacket right there, brother.
Thank you very much.
You rock it well. So
I like it a lot, and it's warm. And I guess I was a little chilly this morning. So
okay.
I put the jacket on.
It's
I get a lot
chilly
of
out.
compliments on this jacket. I actually had someone ask me if they could buy it off me.
Is that right?
No.
What they offer you?
I didn't even ask. I said no. You can't. I love this jacket.
Maybe you should have heard the number.
Yeah. Nah.
You could get another one.
Maybe not. How do you know? I mean, you could get another jacket.
What's the number that would move you off that jacket?
I don't know. Throw one at me.
$1,000.
No.
No. Wouldn't do it for a grand.
No.
$5,000.
10 maybe.
You would $5,000 in cash on the table.
I don't know, man. It's got a lot of sentimental value.
Fine. I'm just trying to find the range. 10 maybe, he says. No, I think you do it for $7,200, honestly. I think $7,200.
Cash. Straight cash,
It's got to be
homie.
cash. Oh, it's got to be cash. I said
it would be tough parting with this jacket. I love this jacket.
I don't get those kind of offers Tony, on basically anything. But I did. I've said this before when Super Bowl 39 was here in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And it was, that was one of my favorite days in this business, just to see where Jacksonville had come to in a short period of time.
Yeah, no kidding.
And all that. And from an NFL standpoint. And so we did our pregame show at, I don't even remember what the bar was. It was like halfway down Bay Street from like the Main Street Bridge to the stadium.
Yep.
And so we had a place there and we could park there.
Marks, maybe?
No. I could say yes, and
Yeah, okay,
I
right.
have no
Okay, it was
idea.
a while ago. Listen, it was a
really
long time ago.
It was a good number of years ago
right?
now.
05?
What are we at?
09?
We're in the mid-50s
know.
on Super Bowl, so we're 15 years, 16 years, whatever it was.
Whatever it was.
So anyway, I'm walking down the street, and there's all kinds of, it's like a bazaar, like not bizarre, not like weird, bizarre,
Right.
like just a fair going on, all kinds of different things. I distinctly remember somebody having a table set up playing 3-card monte. Okay,
nice.
Not saying that was legal, right? But it was happening right there. And I'm walking down, and I was so proud, man. I had my first ever Super Bowl credential. I had it on a lanyard around my neck. It's
actually going to the game.
I'm going to the game, right? This is the credential
That's cool.
to get. I've never been to the Super Bowl before.
Yeah.
It's got a picture of me on it, right? In my face, right?
Yeah.
Walking down the street, guy comes up, just fans $1,000 at me, and $1,000 at that time meant.
I'm not saying it's not a lot of money, but
and he's like, "I'll give you $1,000 right now for that."
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, how are you going to get in? It's my face. It's not your face. But no, I'm not going to
how
sell
little you knew.
No, well, at the time, and I ended up, we ended up, Tony and I covering about 15 Super Bowls together.
Yeah, right.
If I'd sold my credential that was like an historic moment for Jacksonville sports that will maybe never be replicated. Although I think if they get the new stadium up and running, that potentially in the future that could happen if they
I'll tell you what, that Radio Row is special too, man.
It can be.
It can be.
There's some years there where it's been kind of blah. But there's sometimes you're like,
every year I went, it seemed like there was something going on pretty cool.
Yeah, there's
who
always,
you interview and who you run into.
That's
and
really
who
what it's
comes
about,
in,
right? I mean, and
who's
I
there?
meant it in regards to the how are you going to use this? It's like, we just cover your face. Like, just hold it up and cover your face. We've seen that trick work.
You know, the thing about it is, back then, it was a lot more lax, right? I don't even know if they scanned it at that time, like electronically.
Oh, right.
I'm not sure if they did.
Oh, yeah, that's a pass. Go.
Right, it was like that. Like, and then they're looking at all the, the different designations on their field access or whatever access. And, okay, you can go through this point. I told the story many times. This is one of my favorite stories in radio, right? 2007.
Okay.
We go to cover the Super Bowl in Arizona. Arlie Johnson, who's a good friend of ours.
Absolutely. Great play-by-play hockey guy.
Phenomenal.
Great
play-by-play guy, right?
Absolutely.
Shout out to Arlie Johnson.
That's right.
But he and I were the ones who were assigned credentials to cover the game. And the way, usually, like, you get a credential, if you're Jacksonville AM radio station, you're in overflow media. You're not in the press box. You're in the stands, which is fine. You're in the stands.
Absolutely.
Who cares, right?
Rather be.
Right? In many cases, right?
For me.
So, but Arlie's was like an auxiliary thing where they're like, oh, no, you'll be in this tent outside the stadium. You can watch it on a TV, and in that tent is where they're going to bring Tom Coughlin, eventually Bill Belichick, everybody. But like, we're not really there to, quote, cover the game. Like, we're not looking to get, like, breaking interviews after the game, except in this case, we did stay for Tom Coughlin, which was great because it was Tom Coughlin. And so we went in, and we're like, that ain't happening. You're not watching it in a tent. So he just flipped his badge around. And once you got through the initial level of security, flipped it around, got on his cell phone like he was talking to somebody, got behind me, and I'm just like, I'm not stopping. Just follow me. And we walked right in.
The phone trick's a good one.
It is such a good one, right? I didn't come up with it. I mean,
like, you look
everybody knows
or something on your phone. Like, I'm talking to somebody, man.
And it's not like we did, and here's the other thing about it. Tony knows this. You go to the game, Tone, you look around the media section, it's half empty.
Oh, yeah.
At least half empty. Like, everybody gets the game credential, and then they don't go. Like, because most people are not actually covering it. They're not trying to get in the scrum and get that sound bite.
Right.
And now you get all that online instantly. Afterwards.
I've never been to a Super Bowl.
The actual game?
No. If the Jags go, I would go. For sure. Try to go anyway.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't really have a desire to see.
There is not anyone even tangentially associated with 1010XL that would not be trying to go to that.
Of course.
And they're pretty good about that. I mean, we're the flagship station. Yeah. Everybody be going to cover that. But let's hope.
Great thing. Hey,
wouldn't that be a great thing, Tom?
It will be. It'll happen one day.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Do you think in the Trevor Lawrence era that the Jags will go to the Super Bowl? I'm not saying guaranteed to win it, but do you think they'll get to a Super Bowl?
Yes, I think.
Okay.
Because I think I still believe that it's going to fully click for Trevor at some point. I don't think it has fully yet, consistently.
I agree. No, I agree.
There are games, of course. There are plays,
he had about
of course.
A 15, 16-game stretch in between 2022 and 2023.
Yep.
He was healthy and playing great football.
Absolutely.
Got to have that more consistently.
Yeah, can we do that? If he does that, and look, the defense can't be like how it is. I mean, obviously, it's terrible. So you can't win with this defense either. But, I'd like to think that he could bring us, along the help with everybody else, a championship. You got a superstar in Brian Thomas Jr. I mean, goodness, what a just an exciting player to have on your team.
More you look at him, man. I mean, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, Tone. Damn shame that Brian Thomas Jr. gets the small market treatment.
Yeah.
Of how to Zay Flowers and Jerry Jeudy.
Yep.
Both, and I'm not saying Cleveland is the biggest market. I think Tony made the best point yesterday. He had a 200-plus yard game on primetime television.
That helped a ton. And listen, part of the problem, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, it's not all pro, right? It's Pro Bowl. It's different.
Yeah.
Maybe the fans' votes shouldn't count as much because it's a popularity contest.
Totally.
So maybe, because and here's the thing, and I've said this before, if Pro Bowls factor into do I make the Hall of Fame or not, then you got to take the fan vote out of it.
I would think.
Because that shouldn't matter then, right? Because the fans don't vote who goes into the Hall of Fame.
Correct.
Right. So I think something needs to be done there in terms of, because look, they probably seen Zay more on primetime television, right? Jeudy had that huge game, right?
Judy had a nice season.
He's had a nice season.
But
So Zay. Zay had a nice season.
If you put Zay Flowers' numbers, as many did, side by side, where does he best Brian Thomas Jr.? Answer is nowhere.
Right.
Nowhere.
And with two quarterbacks.
But he plays on a winning team. And I get that, but you can make that argument. Like, okay, well, you got the threat of Lamar Jackson taking off every play. You've got other weapons you've got to account for here.
Yep.
Brian Thomas Jr., Kirk goes on IR. Ingram goes on IR.
Two quarterbacks.
Gabe Davis never delivered. Two quarterbacks.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what they could do for positions that don't have real stats, like offensive line. I don't know how you'd figure it out, with this idea, but maybe it should just be a statistical thing. Right, like the Pro Bowl should just be these are right, like the three best statistical wide receivers in each conference are going to be the Pro Bowlers this year. We're not leaving it up to a vote. These are the guys with the best stats this year at that position. It's not hard to figure that out, and it takes the fan vote side of it out. Maybe you give a player vote to some degree.
Well, players do vote. We used to vote.
Right.
I thought it mattered.
And they're still part of it.
Yeah. I think it should be a big part of it. They're the ones playing against these guys.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
But straight fan vote getting that big a portion of it is just it's a little silly.
I think for the players who take it seriously, great.
Yeah.
But there are other ones who probably go, who made it last year? Oh, who's good? Oh, yeah, who's that kicker in Baltimore?
The two that they're talking about is obviously Brian Thomas Jr. and the safety in Detroit. Right.
What, Kerry Joseph?
Yeah, who is leading the NFL in interceptions by a margin.
Yep.
And he's not in the Pro Bowl.
Right.
It makes no sense. Right? Like, that just makes absolutely no sense that guy has to wait for somebody to leave the Pro Bowl to call himself a Pro Bowler in this season. That's just, it's ludicrous to put it that way. He's probably going to be the first-team All-Pro, at safety this year. It's likely that he's going to wind up in that kind of spot, but it is what it is.
That's a greater honor.
Yeah,
anyway,
it is.
Rather have that than a Pro Bowl. That will look pretty good on your ultimate resume as well.
I'm sure the Pro Bowl in Hawaii was pretty awesome.
For sure.
And being a Pro Bowler is huge. There's no doubt about it. You think back to those days.
I think the biggest thing now is and the part of it is you get bonuses for going. And I think that's what the players really care. Like, I got named to the Pro Bowl. Yeah, I don't have to play in a real game anymore. Right. I'm getting whatever incentives are in there. But by the same token, guys who are more deserving are not hitting those incentives. Now, Brian Thomas Jr. has a decent chance that one guy will put his name out of consideration and that he'll actually get to play in the Pro Bowl, but he should have been named one from the outset.
I think so.
Good morning, Dylan, Denmark.
Morning, Michael.
How are you?
I'm great on this Friday. I am glad to get back to a normal week after next week, man. I'm kind of weird. I hate this off and on stuff.
It messes me up in the head, but you want to give me a day off in the middle of the week? I'm going to take it. All right. I'm just going to say.
I feel good.
I'm going to take it. Right. Yeah. We had the 2 days off 2 weeks ago. Had the Wednesday off. So we're ready to roll, though. Full week coming up. Tom McManus, by the way, stays with us year round.
That's right, baby.
P-coat or no P-coat.
That's right.
He will be here with us. I'm probably calling it the wrong thing.
I don't know what it's called. We'll look at it.
All right. What dry food did you bring to eat on the break?
It's peanut butter.
Okay.
But it's in a hot dog bun.
Peanut butter and a hot dog bun.
We had leftover buns from last time. Like, it's bread. What's the difference?
Don't think I have not eaten a peanut butter sandwich on a hot dog bun.
Yeah.
I've absolutely done that. I just knew you brought something dry to eat. But
I already had a protein shake. I'm trying to really work on my health. Not that I'm off that much, but just tightening it up a little bit.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Up. Good resolution there from
There you
Tommy
go.
Mac.
I really haven't officially started the resolution either until Monday.
It's all good. Yeah, there's always wiggle room in life, man.
Come on, a weekend. You can't start on a weekend. Give me
life
Monday.
Is life. Life comes at you fast. All right, today, final time this year. Yeah, if you choose to participate, great. If you want to talk about something else, Jaguar related, that's great too. Everything's on the table, right? Within as long as you're respectful, let's not, go crazy. But if you want to talk about, front office or coaching potential changes, that's fine. You want to talk about keys to victory, it's our final time this year. But Tommy Mack will be here every Friday, he always is throughout the entire calendar year. So we got plenty to dig into. So today we will look at keys to victory against the Colts, but we'll also look at a lot of other things. Number of people associated with the Jags from the coaching staff and players spoke yesterday. We'll get to a lot of that and more speculation about what might happen if this coaching job opens up and all that on the table today. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, Dylan Denmark. You can hit us up at 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines or on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Hop in the YouTube virtual studio chat if you'd like to there as well, or hit us up on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at Meathead55, and at 1010XL Denmark.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
How many claws did you have, by the way, for New Year's Eve?
I had 2 seltzers, no claws.
No claw. By the way, thanks to Bush Drive Rich for dropping. Did that make it home with you yesterday?
I gave it to JJ. I'm not a beer drinker, but I do appreciate the gesture.
Bush Drive Rich brought some Land Shark Lager.
Very nice.
Dropped it off for the crew.
Lager.
And I'm not really a beer guy at this point in my life either.
Yeah.
So we said, Dylan, you do with it what you want, but the gesture was greatly appreciated.
Nothing like a couple cold beers.
You don't need to give us gifts, okay? Certainly.
Right, Tone.
I'll say this at the one good thing that could, I guess, that's taken a little far. One of the few good things that could come out of the Jags winning is we get to give away some more Victory Monday shirts next Monday.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're stuck in the prize closet for
That's right.
a while. So
long while.
You got that going for you. All right, we'll get to your calls next.
Maybe we can give out a few if they do clean house.
Monday
after that.
For
Somebody
some
would
people,
consider that a victory.
Some people, many would consider that a victory.
Many.
But we'll see how it all plays out, right?
That's right.
Nothing's off the table as of today.
Maybe we can get both on Monday.
No.
Maybe they win and they clean house on Monday.
Oh,
double
you don't
victory.
get 2 shirts, 1 per customer, please.
But you're going to give out double the amount, I would think.
Well, bro, we got.
I need another one, by the way. Could I?
Do you? Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
Can I earn one?
You show up every week. You've earned it.
See, it's
all
good
right?
to be part of the family.
Do a 1-for-1 trade. I'll get that coat. Hey now. All right. This is Jaguars Today. Let's have a little fun on this Friday with the whole gang here. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios at 1010XL. Stretch game day as far as you can with an extra quarter of Teal Talk. Join Hacker Leon and Coach Campo for the window world of Northeast Florida 5th quarter. 2 hours after the final whistle on game day. Brought to you by Von Rowan Law and Hurricane Grill and Wings.
Football's heating up. The NBA is back. And on Hard Rock Bet, you can bet every sport. Even combine all your sports into one bet. One Florida bettor put $50 on a combo parlay and won more than $100,000. And they tacked on another $10,000 to that win with a daily profit boost. Promos every day for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. Win your first bet or get up to $100 back in bonus bets. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer. If you're looking for the best in indoor air quality, I've got the experts to call. Florida Home AC, the official AC provider of the Jaguars, specializing in the best air quality for your home or work with the Remy Halo. Instead of waiting for pollutants to travel through the ductwork to be neutralized, the Halo cell releases friendly oxidizers every time your fan blows air, helping those in your home that suffer from allergies and other respiratory issues. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and start enjoying cool comfort and clean air.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
How likely is it to live to be 100 years old? The answer coming up.
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours.
Southern Oak Insurance.
In the United States, about 5% of women live to be 100, but only 1.8% of men.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Sometimes you agree with him, sometimes you don't.
On the runway, I'm coming in hot.
CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco joins the Frangie Show Friday afternoons on 1010XL. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville, here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyrics.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Pick it here for Bound 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of Bound 9. Visit Bound 9 Associates today and experience the difference. Bound 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Tailgate special alert. 3 pounds of marinated chicken, 2 pounds of marinated steak tips, 2 pounds of fresh ground beef, and 2 pounds of homemade sausage for only $80 to feed your crew.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mac in the Middle, Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
All right, Dylan, I don't know if you've checked the text line here, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. It's asking, are you still looking for that new nickname? I don't know if Dylan actually requested a nickname, by the way. Well. I like to impose one on him, though. And I'm trying to mature. Like, in the past, I would have said, oh, you don't like Pockets? Let's go Pockets. Yes. Right. But I feel like I've come to a place in my life. Dylan's a good guy. I respect him. And all that. Like, if Tony ever told me stop calling me Fat Tony, you know, we spent more time explaining that he's not fat over the years than actually using the name.
How about Slim Pock?
Slim Pock. No. Well, they said, how about Duval Dylan? Little much? No?
He's West Side.
All right.
Yeah,
it's just Duval, but he's more, you know, that. What do they do with the fingers there? They do the.
You interlock your middle finger and your ring finger.
Yeah, there you go.
Come on, man.
West Side, baby.
Don't do that. Don't put your 2 thumbs together like some people do.
I don't do that.
You deserve to be hit upside the forehead if you do that.
Yeah.
All right. Also on the text line, I don't think you should just give away Jags Victory Monday shirts willy-nilly. I'd like to see the photos of the kids in a little village in Bangladesh wearing those shirts next summer and believing that the Jags are dominant. That's because you know the story, right? Like
the Super Bowl gear, yeah.
The losing team, they print as much. This team won and that team won, so you can buy them immediately afterwards. Well, what do you do with the
leftovers? The
leftovers of the team that lost.
Give them to Bangladesh.
Well, I don't know if it's Bangladesh. They go.
Okay.
Often the stories have been to like impoverished countries. Like they'll
they're
send
still
them
used as clothing.
It's a shirt, right? And it doesn't really matter what's on it if it works in its primary
Could
function.
be like pajamas,
right? And I'm not trying to like whatever. I know what he's saying.
Yeah.
I get the.
They ought to
the
make them
reference here.
available in rival cities of the team that lost. Like that'd be kind of a cool flex.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you were in the city of the team that lost and you're wearing the shirt, this is a Super Bowl you could have won, loser. Right? Like that kind of thing. That's not bad.
Honestly, they're not allowed by law or by NFL rule, whatever.
Yeah.
Like if you're officially licensed, you're not allowed to sell those shirts. Because I've thought about wouldn't that kind of be a cool memento? Like,
yeah.
Oh, like you could troll the fan base.
Right.
Like, oh, remember when you won? Oh, you didn't win the Super Bowl? Or just like that might be as close as we get. And because I forget when it was, I wanted to buy one for somebody at some point, and they're like, no, we can't sell these. We're not allowed to. Now, I'm sure plenty of them do, but they're supposed to return them to the National Football League, and then they, in turn, do what they can to get them in the hands of people to wear them as clothing. So
hey, however you can help people out when you got access.
Sure. Right, but they don't want, the NFL doesn't want a bunch of ironic, this team that didn't win the Super Bowl.
Oh, right.
We're having that merchandise out there.
Gotcha.
That's so. Anyway, that's what I've been told over time. Let's get Greg on the north side. Gonna kick things off on this Friday. 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines. Greg, good morning. How are you?
Well, morning, gentlemen. First of all, on your nickname thing you're looking for, I already have a really great nickname. I think it would work perfectly. Call him the Big Dill.
Big Dill. What do you think about that, Big Dill? Huh? All right.
I'm going to
Big Deal, man.
I like it. They can play on a few levels.
Sure.
Yeah, Dylan.
All right. What else you got, Greg?
So here's my thing. I every year, so I've been going to the games for 25 years. My wife bought me these tickets as my first birthday gift from us when we got together.
Okay.
And so it's become a running thing every year that I renew my tickets. I tell her I'm doing it because I love you. Well, this year she came up and asked me, he's like, why are you renewing your tickets? This team stinks, and they don't ever change anything. So I'm having to, and I actually asked the team, I said, look, I'm waiting to renew my tickets because I'm waiting until after Sunday to see what they do. Because, I'm not having a hard time justifying renewing my season tickets if they don't change anything because it's ridiculous. You just can't keep losing and not change things. And it just, I love my team. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I love all of you. I see Tommy Mack. You came down there when they did the when they had you guys on the field. And I was, we were talking to you for a minute. We were waving and stuff.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I love the whole thing.
Yeah, totally.
But it's like, it's how do you justify it though? I'm gonna shell out $3,000 this year for tickets, and I'm like, and they have the same bulky Peterson and God forbid Press Taylor. I mean, I don't know. So one thing I want to make a question of, Tommy. I think our biggest challenge on defense that we got to address in the offseason is we need to get another Stroud-Henderson combo in the middle. We got no beef at DT, and it shows. I'll take your comments off the air.
All right, thank you, Greg.
Well, I do like the tandem of Smith and Armstead when they're next to each other. I also like Smith and Hamilton together. They seem to be doing all right. But I agree. I would add another defensive tackle to the mix for
Would you be open to one in the top 10 picks if the right guy's there?
Yeah.
A lot of people, Mason Graham
the
is
kid
the
out of
apple
Michigan.
in people's eyes.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
curious.
okay with that.
By the way, and to Greg's point about not renewing, I think a lot of people are in that limbo right now. And look, I think it's totally justified. Everything's justified. You're the consumer, right? If you say, I'm not going to buy tickets until they put on pink uniforms, that's up to you, right? I mean, it's your money. So spend it how you like. And I always hope that the Jags sell out their season tickets. I always want a robust, activated fan base. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you should or shouldn't do any of those kind of things.
No, we react sometimes to fans that threaten, like, I'm not going to be a fan anymore if they don't do it. Like, that's a guy that sounds like a real fan to me.
I'm a fan, but I need to see some change.
Right, like something has to change for my financial support to still be going this way. Like my emotional support they'll have forever. You know, like that's not something I'm ever going to be able to drop. But it doesn't make a whole lot of sense if they're going to keep giving me a losing product for me to pay for the losing product. I believe that they can get better. I think they should get better, and changing some of the things up top would be a step in the right direction. I get it. That's fair, but I appreciate it being set around I'm a fan.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Greg, Happy New Year. You know?
Absolutely.
And hope every Jaguar. Here's the thing. Everyone can't get what they want because people do want different things. I know people think, well, we all want this. Well, many of you do, and it's more important to some than others, and that's fine. And I'm not trying to tell you how to think. I'm just, your point of view isn't everyone's point of view, but it's your point of view, and you're definitely entitled to it.
No doubt.
Let's get Jason in Indianapolis before we hit the break. Jason, going to the game this week?
Hey, guys.
What's up?
Yeah, so huge Jags fan, but I live in Indy now, so I have Colts season tickets. I wear Jag stuff every week.
Nice.
Cool. How many people are coming up this weekend here, guys? Especially you guys may get snowed in if you stay Sunday. But what kind of fans?
Is that right?
Fans are coming up here?
Really? Is it big snow day on Sunday? I'm unaware. Obviously, the game's indoors. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Cap can give us a holler and let us know. He's usually, at least has the pulse of that. I don't think there's a big.
They were in Vegas a couple weeks ago.
I don't think there's a big outing plan, but there's always some Jaguar fans that make the trip. I'd be guessing a number, Jason, but I appreciate you doing the Lord's work wearing teal
at all
the Colts home games, man.
Yeah, every week I'm that random guy, but I appreciate it, guys.
Well, let me ask you, from the standpoint of being a Jags fan, you don't get to see your team in person very often. What's more important to you, a season-ending victory that you get to witness or an improved draft slot?
Beat the Colts and sweep 2 AFC South teams.
All right.
Come on. You're talking between 5 and 8 in the draft. Who cares?
All right.
Let's win.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. And maybe between 5 and 8, maybe between 5 and 10.
Yep.
And, all right, we got to take a timeout. Coach Pockets. Damn it. A quarter. I got all these names that are coming in front of me right now.
Dill.
Hold my pocket.
Dollar Dill. What about Dollar Dill? No?
I mean, it's up to him.
I don't even carry change anymore, man. I don't have a quarter, but I'll throw $1 into the cup. All right, we'll come back. More of your calls straight ahead at 641-1010. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Open enrollment is here, so it's time to secure health coverage for your family. Whether you need Affordable Care Act plans, dental, or Medicare, visit one of the Florida Blue pop-up enrollment tents near you. They make the process easy and stress-free, with medical and dental insurance you can count on. Plus, listen to this. Based on eligibility, many people pay absolutely nothing for coverage. Find a pop-up tent in the Rose parking lot on Beach Boulevard near Southside, and at Night of Wonders at the Orange Park Mall. Here's a reminder for Florida Blue members. You can access Sanitas Medical Center with 3 locations around town offering primary care, walk-in services, an on-site pharmacy, and mental health support. 3 Sanitas Medical Centers and 2 convenient Florida Blue pop-up enrollment sites combined for a winning team in Northeast Florida insurance coverage.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks, and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey. Here in North Florida, you know that when temperatures go up and your AC goes out, you need help now. Like right now. Like lickety-split. So why not call Lickety Split and get same-day emergency service for your AC? Now, I bet you've seen their trucks all over town because they've got dozens of certified technicians ready to repair not only your AC, but your home's plumbing and electrical, too. So when you want it done right and you need it done right now, call Lickety Split, AC, Plumbing, and Electric.
This is Jaguars Today Friday. Brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Imagine a place where the sun is always shining, the drinks are ice cold, and the food is bursting with flavor. Welcome to Hurricane Grill and Wings, where locals and visitors alike gather to weather this storm we call life. And you can escape there anytime you like. Today's forecast, hot, crispy wings with a 100% chance of frothy beers. Later, we're predicting big burgers and seafood tacos moving in. Even better with a Pepsi. HurricaneWings.com.
The housing market is as busy as ever on the First Coast. And if you've moved in or moved on, make sure you have a team of trained electricians ready to help. American Electrical can make sure you're up to date electrically and maximize your living experience. Smart home automation services, home theater systems, outdoor and dock lighting, and backup generators. American Electrical can do it all. A team you can trust with highly trained technicians, ensuring you have the best living experience. American-Electrical.com, a leader on the First Coast and powered by professionalism.
Here's Ben and John Lupo, owners of Beards Diamonds.
It's funny, my dad has sold people engagement rings, and now I'm selling their kids engagement rings and anniversary gifts and birthday gifts.
We're blessed with the relationships we've built over the years.
Check out our full inventory at beardsdiamonds.com.
Beards Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center.
Bowl season is like a college football snow globe. And with 1010XL's Ultimate Bowl Challenge, you can decorate your life with $1,000 in jewelry from Beards Diamonds if you win.
Let's do this.
Yeah. Get your picks in at 1010XL.com.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs. Budweiser reminds us to drink wiser, like hydrating between beers. It keeps the fun going longer, and it's a commitment to responsibility. Remember, good times are ahead, so no need to overdo it. Know when to say when, and always designate a driver.
Making a difference in our community for 2025? Paul Martinez here, President and CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida. The Boys and Girls Clubs offers a safe environment to youth every day with homework assistance, a hot meal, career readiness, and character and leadership programs. 57% of club alumni say the Boys and Girls Club saved their lives. Help us grow our outreach as we serve the kids in our community throughout our 59 clubs. Go to bgcnf.org to donate and learn more.
Jacksonville contractors and business owners, do you need bathroom partitions and accessories? Frank Frangie here. Coyle & Sons has been in business in Jacksonville since 1927. They've earned the reputation of quality and specialized skill. Coyle & Sons are the ones trusted in Jacksonville reputation when you need almost 100 years of commercial contractor experience. Coyle & Sons will design it for you. Call them today at 904-356-4821 or visit them at coiljacks.com.
The Florida Forum welcomes New York Times bestselling author Deepak Chopra, moderated by Shad Khan, January 15th. Funds raised for a Kids Care Mobile ICU, a neonatal and pediatric critical care transport vehicle. Kids Care vehicles and helicopters safely transport more than 2,200 infants and children a year to Wolfson Children's Hospital. To get your tickets, call 202-2886 or click thefloridaforum.com.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The head coach Doug Peterson, LSU, has become the latest wide receiver U.
And you look at our guy, BT, and I think he's second in the AFC behind Jamar Chase in yards and touchdowns.
Brian Nielsen, Jag DC, would like to come back next season.
We have a plan already. You know, we've talked about in our offseason what we're going to do, what the things that we've really got to focus on.
Jacksonville Jaguars safety Darnell Savage was a full participant in practice on Thursday. Bodes well for his chances to play on Sunday versus the Indianapolis Colts in the season finale. Savage left Week 16 game early with a concussion and missed last week's win over the Tennessee Titans as a result. That's your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update. I'm Sam Nelson.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Tom
McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
All right, here's what I got for you, Dylan. X-Pac. Because formerly Pockets, I guess. X-Pac. DD Westside. Like DD Westbrook.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh. DD Westside. Let's see. This one, a little too much effort into this when he says some of the things that stand out about you is you're a coach and there ain't no laws when you're drinking claws. So he goes Coach Outlaw or Coach Outclaw. No, way too much. Way too much right there.
How about Cloach?
How about it?
It's a compound word.
Cloach. Not gonna say no.
Part coach, part claw. Cloach.
Cloach.
What's up, Coach?
Dollar Dill. That's kind of funny, actually. I could see that. D squared. That's kind of. I get it. Take an old school Marshall Dillon. Let's see what else. This one. Let's see. Dylan Denmark producer. How about double DP? That doesn't sound
DDP.
Double DP.
Oh, double DP.
That doesn't sound appropriate somehow.
Yeah.
I understand. It stands for Dylan Denmark producer.
No, we got
it. But it just, I didn't think you'd have to explain it every single time you said it.
Right.
So, anyway.
That one you might have to explain.
All right. Devil's Advocate on the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Devil's Advocate to the last caller about not renewing season tickets because we're bad. We were 9-8 the last 2 years. This organization has been way worse for way longer. So to drop your tickets now. I understand that point of view as well.
Fair.
And that's great. And the Jags are happy if a lot of people have your point of view on that, obviously.
Well, I would think that Doug, and maybe that's their argument. 9-8, had a bad year this year. We're really good against. I saw a stat today. They're really good in the AFC South. Their record's 7-2 or 3 or something.
Well, they're going to be potentially 4-2 this year.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, I'm not advocating. I'm just saying that's going to be their argument.
You're going to make an argument. If you want the job and want to stay, you're going to make whatever argument you can. But you could also go, well, okay, it was 9-8 last year with a collapse down the stretch that carried over to this year.
You could go the last, 22? You've lost 17 of them. You could go that route to combat that.
There's plenty of routes you can go here to justify whatever you want to justify. This one as well. I blame the radio station 1010XL.
Oh.
For the reason that people are waiting to renew their season tickets because you're the ones that keep putting it in the minds of, I guess, everyone out there that we need to have a change in coaching staff. The staff's only been there for 3 years. You know what? The timeline in the end, first of all, thank you for thinking we have that much power over the conversation.
Yeah.
I hear way more people. Like, the amount of people that would like us to do nothing but talk about fire bulky far outweighs how often we actually discuss that topic. But you know which coaches are on the hot seat? Gerard Mayo in New England.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? 1 year.
Yep.
1 year.
Yep.
Antonio Pierce in Vegas.
Yep.
First year as the full-time guy.
Yep.
I'm not saying they're going to get fired, but that is out there that these guys' jobs might be on the line. And I get it. They didn't have back-to-back winning seasons.
Right.
I totally understand the argument. If Doug Peterson's making that point, he's like, hey, got you your only consecutive winning season since you've owned the team.
Yeah.
It fell apart this year. We got 1 year left on our deal. Give us a chance to fix it. I can get it.
Well, it used to be 3 years, right? By the third year, you should know where your team's going, right? Where they're headed.
I mean,
right? Maybe 4 in the NFL.
Maybe 2, right? But
I think it's shortened, though. I think now it's shortened.
Absolutely shortened.
I think it's shortened. Now, here's the question. I don't know the answer. Is there any potential fallout for future candidates to take over the head coach that would sit there and say, from a macro, right? Hey, you get fired after your third year and you went 9-8 playoffs, 9-8 collapse, and then whatever you end up this year. And then you're fired. Like, is that an owner panicking after 2 years? You know what I mean? Like, is there a fallout where guys like, man, I don't want to go there. I got 2 years to figure it out. I don't know.
Or is an owner who said, time to win is now, and whether or not he came up with the idea on his own, he was told this was the best roster in the franchise's history, and he bought that. So from that standpoint, if you believe this was the best roster or among the best rosters, and you said no more excuses, the time to win is now.
Right.
Okay. I mean, look, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Right? We'll find out early next week.
I think it's hard to make the argument that Shad Khan isn't patient enough given what he's done.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
But it is it's a more interesting discussion because they did have initial success, with Doug and Trent.
Yeah.
So it makes the discussion a little bit more interesting. But
we got the divisional round in your first year.
Yeah.
I know the collapse. I know last year. I know this year, right? And I'm not saying I'd keep them, but I don't know.
I think it's a more compelling reason for someone to want the job here, right? Because Shad has been shown that he's willing to be patient, and that is a team that was playing in the divisional round a couple of years ago. What's happened?
Right.
Right? Like, I think it's a pretty enticing job when it becomes an open job again. Like, I think there's going to be some pretty good candidates that would like to be here.
I think it's a simple litmus test. Do you believe Trevor Lawrence can win you a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Can you win a Super Bowl with Trevor Lawrence? Because you're committed to the organization is committed to him.
It's not. Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
So if you don't believe in that, you're not going to entertain the job, right? If it becomes open, and that's the big if, and we'll find. And there are people out there that are convinced they're absolutely blowing them both out. There are people that are convinced they're absolutely both coming back, and there are people out there that feel that it may be one or the other.
Yep.
And it's a mix on, like, I would have thought for sure that if you're going to say one or the other, you're going to say, well, let's bring Peterson back. He's only got 1 year left on the deal, right? He is a Super Bowl winning coach.
Right.
Let's get a new GM in. But Tony and I have talked about this a bunch with you and without you, Tom, that I want them both on the same page. If you're going to clean house, it's got to be everything. I want a GM coming in on the same footing with the head coach and knowing that your fates are tied together, not that you're going to outlast him if he doesn't make it this year, and then we start the whole cycle over again next year.
How much would you let the head coach have a say in who he wants the GM to be or who he'd like him to be?
Depends on how in demand that candidate is.
Okay.
Right? If it's Ben Johnson and he's the apple of your eye as he might be able to pick his spot this year, then I at least want input. I'll take input. I'm not saying you can necessarily hire that guy, unless you're willing to put him at the top. But I want somebody that he feels like he can work with.
Of course.
Right? So, I want his input. I don't want him to necessarily have final say on it.
Right.
But whether he technically has final say or not, if he goes, well, I'm not going to take the job if that guy's the GM, I don't know how it would work. I don't know how, like, a first-time head coach would feel about potentially wielding that power. Did you see Byron Leftwich's interview, the comments
I didn't read
last
it,
week?
But I saw the...
He basically said, like, all this stuff was, people said, I can't work with Balky. He goes, I never met Balky. Like, I don't have any opinion on Trent Balky.
Yep.
Like, I was never offered the job. I would have taken the job if I had been offered the job.
Right.
And so, you get these narratives, well, Leftwich said, I'll take the job, but only if I get to pick Adrian Wilson as a GM.
Adrian Wilson.
That was the story at the time.
Yep.
Byron basically was like, they'd offer me the job, I'd be the head coach of the Jaguars, or at least I would have been.
Right.
So you never know, man. People get a hint of fact, and then they
go
build on it.
They run with it.
They sometimes do.
Yep.
All right, let's get Darren up next here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Darren.
Hey, good morning, guys. I know Balky did not pick Leonard Fournette. I don't even know if he was here at that time, but, I screamed my head off at that particular time to take the running back that Christian McCaffrey. And if we knew that this kid out of Arizona State was the next Christian McCaffrey, and we had an opportunity to take him, I want to know from you guys, would y'all take him? I would take him. I would take him because I can imagine Christian McCaffrey with Trevor Lawrence over the last 5 years. And the guy's a baller. He's a football player. And we need more of those here in Jacksonville. And, I'm done with Balky because I screamed my head. I was mad. I was furious. And, yes, Trayvon Walker is going to be a good player. He is a good player. And might be all that. But we had Henderson sitting right there.
You mean Hutchinson?
And to take him, and that was the consensus around the NFL that he was going to be the number one pick. And so I am done with Balky. He'll be gone, and I hope he'll be gone anyway. And But yes, that guy's a baller, and I'd love to have him.
With what pick, Darren? With what pick?
I mean, we took Fournette number 4.
Okay, I'm just asking because you just cited that the NFL consensus was that Aiden Hutchinson should have been the top pick. The NFL consensus is that Scatterboo is not a first-round pick. So,
well, he's all year long, has he not?
Look, plenty of guys bowl all year long in college.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean they're cut out to be a top 5 pick in the NFL.
Yeah, right.
I appreciate your opinion on it, but no, I don't want them taking Scatterboo with their top 10 pick. Nobody's talking about this guy as a first rounder. Ashton Genty, that may be a different story, you know. But look, can we?
I'm not going running back.
Can we find a non-white running back to compare Scatterboo to as well? Like I see immediately. Oh, this guy. I saw people. Oh, he looks like another Toby Gerhardt.
Right.
Okay.
Toby Gerhardt.
Like I get it.
That far back.
You know, I'm not saying I get Darren's point was he wanted McCaffrey.
No,
so could he be another McCaffrey? He is a versatile dual threat guy, but.
I'd like to see Etienne more of a McCaffrey on the passing side. I don't think you go running back. I mean, I love the kid out of Boise State, but no,
Etienne's not McCaffrey, man.
You need more help up front, and you need more help on defense. This defense is horrible. It's not the running game. Running game could be better. You know, Tank's got to hold on to the ball better. Everyone wants to get rid of Etienne. I don't really want to get rid of Etienne. Now, I know the fifth-year option's a lot of money, right? So that comes into play. But as far as production on the field, I want to see more of Etienne, especially in the passing game.
He didn't make enough people miss. Like, he's confident catching the ball, right? But, like, McCaffrey is a rare guy.
I'm not saying he's as good as McCaffrey.
No,
I'm just saying you could use him in that kind of fashion and get more out of him.
To, you know.
I never see him out hardly. You know, I mean, on occasion you see him on like swing pass. I mean, he don't line up in the slot and work a linebacker or safety.
But that's because I don't think he's that guy.
I think he could be.
All right.
I think he's got that kind of passing, like a third down back type pass catching back. I don't know. He's got to be better at picking up the blitz. He
caught 58 balls last year.
Yeah.
He's caught 36 this year. You know,
a lot of those are checked down though. When you say your screens,
yes.
You know, a couple of the angle routes.
Hey, if we had kept Urban Meyer, you know,
he might have been a wide.
He might have been a wide receiver.
Urban was onto something.
Urban,
but I don't know. No disrespect to any running back coming out, but you know, and I don't get too carried. Listen, and it's great that you have production in college, and it means something. There's no doubt, but it's not the NFL. So maybe it transitions into the NFL. You know, maybe the game does, maybe it doesn't. You really don't know until they get into the action. You see if someone can look really quick and fast in college, and then they get out in the field in NFL, and they're just somewhat fast and somewhat quick. You know, they're not like they were in college because they were faster than everybody in college.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
All right. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll get a little audio from the Jags speaking yesterday, including Travis Etienne.
Okay.
So we'll hear that. Tony will take us around the league. We got our confidence picks, final week of the season, and the standings are close. We've got keys to victory roundtable a little bit later on. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today. You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. You know, you're sitting around thinking, it's too late. I can't do a New Year's resolution now. Don't make it a New Year's resolution. Make it a resolution to improve your life, your health, the way you feel about yourself, the way you feel in general, the way people are going to look at you. That's a fact of life. Your appearance is the first impression you make on people. I can't tell you how many people have told me since I started with Awaken 180 how much better I look. Look at Hacker. He's dropped over 100 pounds, and he looks like a brand new person. Awaken 180 just celebrated their 10th anniversary, and over those 10 years, they've had over 23,000 clients, helping them drop tons and tons of pounds. How about 750,000 pounds overall with a 98% plus satisfaction rating? Those clients have helped eliminate the need for cholesterol medications, blood pressure medications, sometimes even type 2 diabetes medications. Look, my health is much better since I dropped the pounds. You feel better. Awaken 180 can get you there. Check them out online and schedule a free consultation at awaken180weightloss.com. That's Awaken 180.
He's a master at recon. Ace Carline takes you behind enemy lines on 1010XL.
What's your position?
That's top secret. Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway.
Don't ignore plumbing leaks. They can lead to mold and mildew or structural damage and drain your wallet. So when you have a leak and can't wait a week, call Roland Reich Plumbing. PlumbingJacksonville.com.
Find out what new golf equipment could help your game.
Well, I'm just a humble golf pro. Could I help you?
Get great golf tips and talk from the experts on the Edwin Watts Golf Hour.
Got to figure out why I'm still shaking the ball.
Saturday morning at 10 on 1010XL.
It's the final days to get inflation fighter savings at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. The final days to save thousands with just $500 down and $288 per month for a pre-owned 2021 Toyota Corolla. Or you choose a pre-owned 2021 Camry, RAV4, Tacoma for $500 down and $388 per month. Don't wait. The final days of inflation fighter savings are here. So get to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned today. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Hello, sports fans. Hicken here. Let's talk skin. I am Beach's Dermatology are reminding you to wear your sunscreen. If you're an active parent hanging at the fields, in your boat to fish, or like to chill at the sandbar, wear sunscreen. But if you're the one that decided for years it's not cool, guess what? Cancer isn't cool either. So when grabbing the clubs for your tea time, gassing up the boat, or grabbing the chairs for your kids' games, make sure you bring the screen. Any concerns now? Give Beach's Dermatology a call online at beachesdermatology.com.
Mia here. Since 1982, Closets by Design has specialized in creating dream spaces for every budget. My designer, Frances, made the process so easy. She came to my house and designed a walk-in closet that's not only beautiful, but incredibly functional for me and Beau Valentine. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation at 800-293-3744 or visit closetsbydesign.com. And be sure to check out their end-of-year sale, including 18-month special financing. Closets by Design.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Hey, it's Mike Dempsey, and you know how I feel about Pella Windows and Doors. Great design, strongest warranties, and the highest quality product. I even chose Pella Windows for my own home. And whether you're a homeowner replacing windows or building a new home or a trade professional working with clients, I know the design experts at Pella will help your project run smoothly and look great. Visit PellaJacks.com or the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. That's Pella Windows and Doors.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hicken here with a message from Zero Res. Did you have people over for the holidays? Kids everywhere, dirt everywhere, all over the carpets, the rugs, the sofas, and chairs. Did the kitchen towel take a beating? Sounds like it's time to call my guys over at Zero Res. The Zero Res techs will get the house looking great again. Folks, if you need help cleaning up after the holiday, give Zero Res a call. Right now, 25% off carpet cleaning, 25% off upholstery cleaning. Zero Res. Spell it forwards. Zero Res. Spell it backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Frank Franzi here for Stanley Pools. You know, pool design has come a long way, and if your pool is outdated, Stanley Pools specializes in bringing older pools up to date for the whole family to enjoy. That's why I did it a few years ago, and man, I love the way my pool looks now after we added travertine pavers and so much else. Stanley Pools has been serving our community since 1988, so call them today at 269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
This is Walker Little of your Jacksonville Jaguars for Kingfish Pest Control. I've been a Kingfish customer for a while now and can confirm that their service is incredible. Not only do they protect my family from pests, Kingfish's office staff is the friendliest around. They even email me a photo of the tech before arriving at my home. Kingfish Pest Control is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Be sure to enter their Swat That Kick sweepstakes for free pest control for 3 years. Go to kingfishpest.com and tell them Walker Little sent you.
Here's your 1010XL local sports update, sponsored by Lone Pronto. Georgia Bulldogs' 2024 season came to a disappointing end on Thursday afternoon as they were defeated by the Notre Dame Fighting Irish in the All-State Sugar Bowl. The Georgia head coach, Kirby Smart, says his team made the mistakes.
They did a really good job. Play really hard, physical, ran the football. So do we. We turned the ball over, and they didn't.
Georgia Bulldog quarterback Gunnar Stockton has already started looking towards the offseason.
I'll have to always get better. Just watch the tape and just watch it back. I know I can play better.
The Jacksonville women's basketball team fell to the Central Arkansas Sugar Bears in Thursday night's Atlantic Sun Conference opener. The Dolphins will wrap up their road trip against the North Alabama Lions. Tip-off is set for Saturday at 2 p.m. That was your 1010XL local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
At 11 o'clock, it's 53 degrees. Time at 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler, Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
Dylan, somebody wants to know, how would you describe your golf game? I think they're trying to come up with a nickname. Average?
If I hit 100 right now, I'd be pretty happy.
Why you sticks? Sticks. Even a pool stick. He's tall, he's thin.
Didn't we call that Tyler Devitt sticks?
It was sticks, yeah.
There you go. I was like,
scratch that.
That's somewhere rattling around
Can't use someone else
in the back of my head.
Yeah.
Anyway, several people compare Scatabo to Marshawn Lynch on the text line. So,
okay.
That's I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know either.
Dylan sounded surprised. You don't like that comparison, Dylan?
Nah. I mean, Scatter's not a home run hitter. Like, Marshawn Lynch could take a long run. I don't think Scatterbo could.
What are you talking about? He had the biggest home run hit ever. Remember when he bounced off everybody?
He's saying Marshawn Lynch could.
Oh,
He doesn't think Scatabo has that.
Yeah, I don't think Scatterbo is going to break a 60-yard, 70-yard run in the NFL.
Yeah. I would think Marshawn Lynch probably didn't have that was a long run, the Beastquake run.
Yeah.
The 7-9 Seahawks hosting the defending Super Bowl champion New Orleans Saints in round one of the playoffs.
Did he go Cal?
Marshawn Lynch did.
Yes, he did.
Remember the Beastquake run?
Yeah.
Against New Orleans, where he's just
course.
probably the greatest
home
run
run hit ever.
I mean, until Saquon Barkley went backwards over us.
Yeah, he's not going for the record this weekend.
What do you think about that?
I don't know. Is it his choice or is it the coach's choice? Or both?
I think it's more the coach's choice.
I don't know. I think records are meant to be broken, and I'd give him a run at it. If he wanted it. Only if he wanted it. I wouldn't make him, obviously.
What if he gets hurt then?
Can get hurt in a wild card or whatever. Or
right, but at least that means something. This game.
The way Saquon's reacted to it, he was like, they said we're not going to do it. That's okay with me. My dad's pretty broken up about it.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to see him take down the record, but Saquon seems okay with it.
Chances are he's not going to get hurt.
Yeah.
But there's always
But
a
if
risk.
he does
There's
and he
always a
misses the
risk.
playoffs, then you get crucified. I mean, how do you defend that?
So would you leave it up to him or would you just be the coach and just shut him down?
I think you've got to take it out of his hands.
Because
then if you say, hey, Marshawn, you want to go for the record? Then
I'll get you out.
But then it's like, you want to be me here while we're preparing for, you know what I mean? It almost puts him in a bad position.
What if he did it in front of the team? Hey, team, what do you think? Should we go for the record or we should just shut it down?
A lot of the team would say go for the record.
Yeah.
Probably. But I don't know. I think that's the coach's responsibility to take the emotion out of that decision.
Yeah, Super Bowl is more important.
Anyway, I wouldn't play him personally, but so be it.
What's he need to break it anyway?
Like
101.
Yeah. It's not like we got to get you 2 carries, and you're going to be. It's like you're going to have to basically play a game.
He had the game this year where he could have set. Was it a personal best?
Career high for a game.
Right, and they asked him, "Do you want to stay in?" And
he said no.
Good.
Right, that's true.
Take me out.
And he went out as soon as he got the 2,000 yards. He didn't go back in the game last week.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So, which was probably an indicator then.
Forget it. Yeah.
Let's get him here.
He strikes me as more the Barry Sanders type. Like all that stuff, it's not that he can't achieve any of those things that he can achieve. Like we've watched enough at Saquon that if they played him this week, he's going to be the all-time record. Like he's having that kind of year. But you ask him about it, he goes, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, and Barry was always that way too. No, let him play. That's fine. I don't need a record.
Will there be a didn't Dickerson do it in 14 games?
He did.
But the carries are similar, aren't they? I thought I saw where Dickerson's carries and Saquon's this year were pretty close.
Yeah.
Because someone's making the argument, well, he needed 2 more games or 3 more games. They're like, the carries are the same.
Right.
So
Actually, Dickerson had more carries. And do we go, well, Dickerson's not the legit record holder because OJ did it in 14 games. Nobody brings that up.
Right.
So who cares? Either you get the most yards in a season or you don't.
Yeah.
To me, like and like you said, the great point about the carries, the game's changing.
It's a good conversation.
Absolutely.
But hey, good for him. If he's like, I don't care. I want to win a Super Bowl. Good for him.
Somebody says, doesn't he need like 25 yards past 3 other guys on the list? Maybe so, but who cares about, to me, climbing the list, unless you're going for the top of the list.
Right.
No, I can't tell you what order the rest of them are in, the 2,000-yard rushers. You know what I mean? Like who's second, who's third, who's fourth.
Lewis is up there, I think.
He's right, but they're
he's
8
one of the guys
with 2,000 yards.
Right.
Terrell Davis, Barry Sanders.
Marshall? Did Marshall have Mark Falk?
No, I don't think so. He's a combined over 2,000 yards guy.
That was incredible.
Anyway.
What
else? Couple, I like what Leon seriously said, ask the offensive line, I said that well, huh? The offensive line, what they want to do. But
they would want to go for it.
Of course they would. Yeah. And I'm not putting the decision in the hand of 5 or 10 guys for the whole team.
You're getting into the emotional
side.
Right. I get it.
So, look.
Do it in 16 games next time, Saquon. Come on. Maybe 15.
Or I don't know.
And you don't got to worry about it.
I wonder if they had a bye. Like if they had locked up a bye. And had a week off coming up, if that would change anything. Because sometimes you want to play your guys to keep them fresh. Look at the college playoff. Every team with a bye is bye-bye.
Yeah.
Kansas City is not playing their guns this week, so we'll see what that looks like for them. They're going to have the bye, and we'll see what that strategy winds up looking like for the Kansas City Chiefs.
They've been in this position. I think
they seem like they
Andy Reid's probably got a pretty good handle on how to handle things.
I trust Andy with anything.
Let's get Fan Cam up next here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Cam.
Hey, good morning, guys. And I think you're right, Mike. It's time for the head coach to be the adult in the room and make that call on that one. You just don't want to jeopardize your playoff run with something like that. But I wanted to make sure I called and wished all of us Duval Jaguar fans a very happy new year. It's looking like another exciting off season, but not the kind we were hoping for. But there'll be a lot going on, and we'll be tuned into you guys to make sure you keep us abreast of all the changes and the happenings. Tom, I'm surprised you didn't go to the Super Bowl when we have one here in town.
I went to all the parties, but no, I did not go to the actual game.
Well,
I don't go to any of those games since I didn't play in one. It really stings every year.
It was an incredible experience. I was one of the lucky fans that got the lottery and got a chance to buy a couple tickets. I think it was $500 a tick.
Cool.
And there were 3 or 4 of us from the tailgate crew that were actually together in our normal parking lot for that one. And we pulled into the lot, and they had been open for 2 days for people from out of town. And there were these Philly fans with a pile of beer cans, literally 4 or 5 feet tall and 4 feet wide, and there were about 5 or 6 guys passed out around this pile in different positions. And we had a great tailgate. One of the guys there was a restaurant owner. He had the cracked king crab legs that were just unbelievable, and he was frying duck, and I'm doing ribs and chicken wings. We had quite a feast, and that was before the days when you could bring in a clear bag of food. So I was known for cramming as much stuff into my pockets and down my pants as possible. And that one was a doozy. I had king crab legs and duck and always pistachios filled both pockets, and about 2/3, maybe 3/4 of a slab of ribs I slid right down my pants. And I was not used to the level of security they had for the Super Bowl. And so I'm going through security, and when the lady got her wand to my crotch area, it kept beep, beep, beep. And I said, I don't have any. And she goes, you got something down there. So I pulled this slab of ribs out of my pants, and I was a dummy. I had wrapped them in aluminum foil.
Ah, there you go. I was wondering.
Not even thinking about it. And so I pulled this slab of ribs out, and I handed it to the lady, and both of them are just laughing as hard as they can. And I looked at her. I said, "Ma'am, you do not want to throw those ribs away." And she looked back at me and said, "Oh, you can rest assured, I ain't throwing these away." It was pretty funny, and I lost my ribs, but it was a heck of an experience. And
there you go.
Maybe one day, at least we'll get the draft here in town. That'd be cool. But you guys have a great weekend and a Happy New Year, and launch us into the off season. And appreciate everything you guys do.
All right, Fan Cam.
Thanks, Fan.
Crotch ribs.
Crotch ribs.
Go have some crotch ribs.
That darn aluminum foil.
Hey, foiled again. All right, let's go around the National Football League.
Now, Gems Around the NFL. Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Indianapolis quarterback Anthony Richardson has not been able to participate in practice yet this week. They still haven't made any official designation for him for Sunday against the Jaguars. Miami quarterback Tua Tagovailoa was limited in practice on Thursday as he continues to work through a hip injury that kept him out last week. The Cincinnati Bengals have listed running back Chase Brown and wide receiver T. Higgins as questionable officially for their game against the Steelers tomorrow. Higgins has been limited in practice all week, but all of the indications are that he'll be good to play tomorrow. Brown hasn't practiced. He's considered a true game-time decision. Baltimore has ruled out running back Justice Hill for their matchup against Cleveland. Los Angeles Chargers wide receiver Ladd McConkey was limited in practice Thursday due to a toe injury. Tampa Bay running back Bucky Irving was limited in practice for the second straight day with shoulder and shin injuries. And the New York Jets have completed interviews with Louis Riddick for GM and Ron Rivera for their head coaching vacancy.
Checking boxes there with the Jets. We'll see what they do. Vrabel interviewing with them, I suppose, today is the word out there.
Right.
So a couple of people on the Saquon front, and people are obviously into the thought on this. Somebody said, hey, give him a half. And if he gets it, great. If he doesn't, okay, what if he has 87 yards in the first half? You're down. Now you're 15 yards away. You're not going to put him.
Go for it.
Yeah, somebody said, well, he could get it in 3 carries against the Giants. Well, what if he doesn't? If you play him, you got to commit to playing him until he gets it or finishes the game short. I think, I don't think we're going to play him, for a quarter. If you're going to risk him, go for it.
I mean, if he's only got 50 yards with 6 minutes to go, you may pull him.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Something like
depending on game. But then if you get it back, but
do they need to win or anything for seeding?
No, they're locked in, I think, to where they are. They're going to be the 3, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
That Minnesota-Detroit game should be fun, man.
Baby, I am so glad that it's Sunday night. I'm so glad the Jags got a 1 o'clock kick.
I might stay awake from that one.
Well, I mean, look, if Indy had won last week, the Jags would probably be playing at 4 o'clock this week because they'd be in it with Miami and Denver.
Right, that's right.
And they all want to play them at the same time. So let's get it over with. Let's get on with it. Potential nickname for Dylan Denmark.
Oh, no.
Can you guess based on our recent conversation? Any guesses? Crotch ribs? I'm going to say that's not going to make the cut ultimately because Dylan gets a vote in this. Otherwise, that'd be it. Somebody also said during Super Bowl week in Jacksonville, they'll never forget, they just threw up drywall and a disco ball in buildings downtown and called it a club and just rolled with it like that. We weren't exactly hip deep in clubs back in the day. Let's get Marcus in Mandarin before we hit the break. Marcus, you're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead.
Hey guys, what's going on?
What's
I just
up?
wanted to know how legitimate was the rumors about Ben Johnson coming with Mark Bonnell to Jacksonville, and I wanted to touch on what Tommy was saying earlier today on the show when he said how some guys don't translate from the college game to pros. The perfect example of that is Kadarius Toney. What a great college guy he was, but in the pros, it just didn't translate. So you just can't, count on that.
Yeah.
And I just take my call off the air.
Yeah. Appreciate it, man. I mean, look, Danny Werfel was as good a college quarterback as you ever saw at that point in time. And, there's different
quarterbacks,
reasons.
Especially, I think, and running backs, to make the transition.
Sometimes it works. And by the way, sometimes guys are better pros than they were collegiates because their body matures or they're getting more of an opportunity or getting better coaching or whatever.
Without a doubt.
It happens. let's hold that thought on Ben Johnson until after the break. We'll do our confidence picks, and we'll weigh in on that as well. They keep coming here on the line. Also, Scattaboo is like a tanky Saquon or a shifty Bettis, somebody says.
Okay.
All right, either way, I don't see the Jags being...
Who'd they play yesterday? Arizona State?
Played Texas 2 days ago.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, a couple days ago. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. They're legit. I mean, he put up monster numbers. There's no question about it.
Doubt.
And set some standards. In terms of rushing yards, threw a passing touchdown, had X amount of receiving yards, and a 2-pointer. Like the only guy in college history.
He's going to play in the NFL. He's not going to be a top 10 pick.
Yeah. Right.
No. Yeah. That's why I asked. Are you interested in him?
Maybe
at whatever point in the draft. This whole he's a baller. A lot of them are ballers, man. Yeah. And your attitude only carries you so far. You got to have the physical gifts that go along with it. I'm not saying he does or does. I'm just saying none of the draft pundits have even hinted that he could be a first-round pick that I've seen.
Yeah.
Genty, different story. Yeah. Everybody and their mother thinks he won't get past the Dallas Cowboys at 13.
Yeah.
Where they sit at the moment, at least. But we'll find out. Time will tell. Confidence picks coming up next. We'll wrap up the season with that on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
Defense just stepping up and playing dominant.
A strong fence protects your yard like a stout defense protects the bank.
Number one takeaway defense.
Each week, Superior Fence and Rail presents the Defensive Player of the Game on 1010XL.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Lauren Brooks from Helmets and Heels. If your car needs an oil change, now's the perfect time to visit Big Chief Tire. They're offering $10 off your next oil change at any of their 5 locations across Jacksonville. Their expert technicians will get you in and out quickly so your car stays in top shape. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
AC replacement? If your AC unit is ready to go kaput, then it's time to call Florida Home AC. With over $3,000 in tax credits waiting for you on select systems, take advantage of it. Call 777-4300. Get Florida Home AC to cool you off.
The 1010XL Restaurant of the Day.
Moss Fire Grill in Riverside. Happy hour 3 to 7 with drafts, margaritas, and handcrafted bites starting at only $5. Moss Fire Grill.
See you on the rooftop.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS right here in Jacksonville is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE neograft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
How many schools are there in the Big 12, the Big 10, the SEC, and the Pac-12?
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours, Southern Oak Insurance.
There are 16 teams in the Big 12. 18 in the Big 10, 16 in the SEC, but only 2 teams remain in the Pac-12.
Hey, Hicken here, or just call me Dreamfinders Danny. For a limited time to ring in the new year, Dreamfinders Homes is offering an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down that rate and get in the game. You heard me right. It's 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
The Florida Forum Speaker Series welcomes New York Times bestselling author Deepak Chopra, moderated by Shad Khan, January 15th. For your chance to win tickets, text FORUM to the text line covered by Lifetime Flooring at 641-1010.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
Pick it here for Bow 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of Bow 9. Visit Bow 9 Associates today and experience the difference. Bow 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Tailgate special alert. 3 pounds of marinated chicken, 2 pounds of marinated steak tips, 2 pounds of fresh ground beef, and 2 pounds of homemade sausage for only $80 to feed your crew.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
New and pre-owned firearms are always in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimbar, Smith & Wesson, Sig Sauer, and Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
All right, here we go. Final week of confidence picks for the year for the listening audience. It'll be a merciful conclusion to our predicting what will happen in the National Football League. Last week, Tommy Mack, you went 11-2. Nice. Picking them straight up. Missed Indianapolis and New Orleans.
I know.
You had the Saints winning. Woo. But, hey, we all had
Raiders
Indy winning.
are terrible. But whatever, I lost.
They are, but, I mean, the Saints, anyway, they're decimated. They're just decimated. Anyway, you went 11-2. Very good record. 74 points. You know how we do it? We rank them in order of most to least confident. We had 13 games. Tommy had the Jags on the top line last week, so he got 13 points for the Jags victory. Tony Smith went 10-3 last week. Had Indy on the 12-point line. Had Dallas and New Orleans very low in the rankings. Came in with 1 point more than Tom did at 75. I went 12-1. Indy was the only one I missed last week, and that was good for 81 points. Only had him a couple of notches below Tony on the list. So, if my calculations are correct, and I believe them to be, I got 1356 on the year. Tony's got 1347 on the year. So a 9-point difference. Yeah, that I re-added it up. 1189 for Tommy Mack. Woo! And my record on the year is 169-69, which is very nice.
Flip it around, it's the same thing.
Very, very nice. All right, so we got 16 games, full boat this week.
Joke. Go ahead. Just let it go.
Numerically.
Yes.
That's
right.
Yeah, I thought that was exactly what you meant. I had the most points last week, so I will go first.
Do it.
Which gives you the chance to say, I'm trying to close the gap. I may change a pick. That's a whole fair game.
I went all risk.
Did you?
Risk, yeah.
All right.
Pretty much.
Let's see how it works out. I've got, on the 16-point line, I've got the Buccaneers versus those aforementioned New Orleans Saints. I'm taking Baltimore over Cleveland, and I'm taking Denver over Kansas City. Tony.
Baltimore over Cleveland, Tampa over New Orleans, Denver over Kansas City.
All right, no ground gained No gown grained either, for that matter. Tom?
16, I got Denver over Kansas City. 15, I got Green Bay over Chicago. And 14, I got Tampa Bay over New Orleans.
Tampa Bay over New Orleans. All right, I'm going with the Packers over the Bears on the 13-point line. I'm going with Atlanta on the 12-point line. And I'm going with Seattle on the 11. Atlanta playing Carolina in a game where they're still alive for the postseason.
Sure.
I can't believe it worked out this way. Green Bay over Chicago, Carolina over Atlanta, Seattle over the Rams.
All right, well, that's right there.
Yeah.
Could swing the whole season on the outcome of that game. Tommy McManus.
13, Minnesota over Detroit. 12, Chargers over Vegas. 11, Seattle over the Rams.
All have Seattle on the 11-point line.
How about it?
Crazy. I've got the Chargers worth 10 myself here. I'm taking Philadelphia, despite the fact they're going to be resting a lot of folks this week. I don't think the Giants are going to win back-to-back games to close out the season. And I've got Buffalo over New England, even though they're going to be resting a lot of people. I think the Patriots are sitting there in the number one spot. Here's my guess. If Drake May has a good first half, Drake, why don't you shut it down right there? That's really what I think might happen. So, Tony, your next three.
Washington over Dallas, Arizona over San Francisco, and Jacksonville over Indianapolis.
Okay. Tommy Mack.
Let's see. 10, I have, where's number 10? Oh, I got Arizona over San Francisco. 9, I got the Jets over Miami. 8, I got Baltimore over Cleveland.
Okay. I'm going Cincinnati over Pittsburgh, worth 7. Going Washington, worth 6. And I'm going Arizona with the crowd here, worth 5. Go.
New England over Buffalo, Miami over the Jets, and Pittsburgh over Cincinnati at 5.
Okay, so we got plenty of different ones.
I like it.
All right, Tom.
What are we 7?
Or it's 7, yep.
Carolina at 7. Tennessee at 6. Washington at 5.
Washington. All right. All right, final 4. Here we go. I got Minnesota over Detroit, Sunday Night Football. I've got Miami over the Jets. I, too, take Tennessee over Houston. I will take the Jacksonville Jaguars on the 1-point line this week. Tony Smith.
Philadelphia over the Giants, Detroit over Minnesota, Houston over Tennessee, and Las Vegas over the Chargers.
Okay. Tom?
3-2-1. Is that what we're doing?
4-3-2-1.
4-3. That's right. Philly, number 4. Jacksonville at 3. Cincy at 2. And New England at 1.
All right. There you go. All right. So here we go. Final round and first place on the line. What is it? 9 points separate us, Tony?
It was 9.
9 points. So obviously the Carolina-Atlanta game is big, but got several other ones in here. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh is big. Detroit and Minnesota. Houston and Tennessee. And Vegas and the Chargers as well. I mean, if the Chargers win, I pick up 9 right there, and we'll see how it goes. All right, I've got Tampa Bay, Baltimore, Denver, Green Bay, Atlanta, Seattle, the LA Chargers, Philadelphia, Buffalo, Cincinnati, Washington, Arizona, Minnesota, Miami, Tennessee, and Jacksonville in that order. Tony Smith goes Baltimore, Tampa Bay, Denver, Green Bay, Carolina, Seattle, Washington, Arizona, Jacksonville, New England, Miami, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Detroit, Houston, and Vegas in that order. And Tom, for most to least confident, Denver, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Minnesota, LA Chargers, Seattle, Arizona, New York Jets, Baltimore, Carolina, Tennessee, Washington, Philadelphia, Jacksonville, Cincinnati, and the New England Patriots. It is all over but the tallying up of the results at this point in time. Big prize on the line, by the way, this year. First time ever we instituted.
How about double points
the
for
big prize
playoff?
will be we'll get to week 1 next year and be like, who won that thing that we...
Exactly. What was that you're saying, Tom?
Double points for playoffs. Let's go. All or nothing.
All or nothing, says the guy who can't mathematically catch us this week. Why don't we put it all in one game here? Why don't we just throw out all the results and just say, yeah.
How about this? How about this? And not for the game, but just gentleman's bet. Today, who's winning the Super Bowl?
All right.
Who would you pick?
I'm going to be bad at this, but I will say Buffalo.
Good pick.
That's what I'll say.
They're hot.
I'll say Buffalo.
Just the winner. You have to
Who
tell
would
me
you
who's
say?
in it, but who wins the Super
Who
Bowl?
do you say?
I'm going to say...
I don't think Detroit wins it. I think their defense is going to catch up to them with all the injuries they've had.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Could be wrong. Who you got? Tony, who you got? Somebody jump in.
Yeah, I was going to wait for Tommy to pick, but if he's not.
I'm going to go.
Tom's going Jacksonville. I
know.
No.
I'm going to go Philly.
Okay.
I'm going to go Philly.
All right. I'll take the 2-time defending champions if they're going to be available to me in the 1 seed, the AFC.
I don't blame you. But
that's fine.
Yeah.
Totally fine. You know?
Should be fun. I wish our Jags were in it, but I'm still geeked up.
I'll be more likely to remember this than I will the results of confidence picks.
There you go.
At the start
Everything's
of next season.
sounding
All
right.
right, we will get to the Ben Johnson topic coming up here
cool.
in our final segment, so stick around for that. We got to take a break right now, so let's get it in. You're listening to Jaguars Today on a Keys to Victory Friday on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey once again for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. You want to get in better shape. You want to feel better, be healthier. Try the program that has proven results with over 23,000 clients, a 98+% satisfaction rating, and over 750,000 pounds dropped in the last 10 years. Clients who've eliminated the need in many cases for cholesterol medications, blood pressure medications, even on some occasions, type 2 diabetes medications. There are no injections with this. There's no big workout program. You're going to learn what to eat, when to eat, how to eat. You're going to turn your body into a fat-burning machine with proven results. And here's the beauty of Awaken 180 Weight Loss. It's free coaching and support for life. You set a goal, whatever that goal is, hit that goal weight, and Awaken 180 will help you maintain that for as long as you choose to accept their advice. And let me tell you, you'll choose to accept their advice. Awaken 180 Weight Loss, online at awaken180weightloss.com. Schedule a free consultation today.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios.
These are interesting economic times. That's why it's so important to have someone you can count on. That's ITP Partners. Jacksonville folks taking care of our Jacksonville money. Experience? You best believe you want to give your hard-earned money to folks you trust. Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryan, Dan Abel, Reed Wingate, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reagan Wright have the expertise and knowledge to help clients in their financial lives, focusing on investment management, financial planning, and risk management. ITP Partners. Financial partners for life. Securities offered through American Portfolios Financial Services, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
Now, the Florida Gator Report on 1010XL, brought to you by San Jose Collision.
The 6th-ranked Gators basketball team will open SEC play on Saturday against 10th-ranked Kentucky. The matchup against the Wildcats starts a 3-game stretch against ranked SEC opponents. The 13-0 Gators tip off at Kentucky Saturday morning at 11, right here on 1010XL.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's grape.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Hello, sports fans. Hicken here. Let's talk skin. I Am Beaches Dermatology are reminding you to wear your sunscreen. If you're an active parent hanging at the fields, in your boat to fish, or like to chill at the sandbar, wear sunscreen. But if you're the one that decided for years it's not cool, guess what? Cancer isn't cool either. So when grabbing the clubs for your tea time, gassing up the boat, or grabbing the chairs for your kids' games, make sure you bring the screen. Any concerns now? Give Beaches Dermatology a call online at beachesdermatology.com.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Learn more about the beautiful game of soccer and its impact on the River City.
What a beautiful thing to behold.
Get an hour of soccer talk on the Sporting Jack Soccer Hour.
That's all I want to know.
Tuesday at 6 p.m. on 1010 a.m.
Hey, Hicken here with a message from Zero Res. Guess what? We love rugs. will treat your fine Oriental rugs with tender, loving care they deserve. How about Gerard, the Zero Res rug cleaning manager, one of the few certified master rug cleaners in the state of Florida? If you want your rugs cleaned with tender, loving care, call Zero Res. Right now, have one rug washed and we'll wash the second rug free. That's right, buy one, the second one on me. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Hi, Jags fans. Walker Little here for my friends at Kingfish Pest Control. Playing offensive line in the NFL, I must block and protect on every down. When it comes to keeping my home pest-free, I expect that same level of protection. So I contacted Kingfish after seeing thousands of positive online customer reviews about their service. I can confirm from personal experience, bugs don't stand a chance getting past Kingfish Pest Control. Do what I did. Reach out to Kingfish Pest Control to protect your home, a proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Ammon, you're always talking about how clean air is healthy air. I've had this cold for weeks. Can cleaning my air ducts actually help?
Well, Dad, I'm not a doctor, and let's be honest, you probably caught that cold from one of your grandkids. But I can tell you this, the cleaner your air, the better you'll feel.
Makes sense, but what do air ducts have to do with it?
Your ducts are like the lungs of your home. If they're full of dust, allergens, and who knows what else, all that junk gets blown into the air you breathe, especially now that the heat's running. And the EPA says improving indoor air quality can reduce health risk.
So you're telling me my vents are working harder than my immune system?
Exactly. That's why Zero Res is here. We're NADCA certified, and our truck mount system is the most powerful in the industry. Right now, we're even offering $100 off your total for January.
All right, sign me up. If it makes me feel better and keeps your mom off my back, I'm all in.
Good call, Dad.
Zero Res.
Spelled forward or backwards.
It's the right way to clean.
ZEROREC. Zero Res.
This is Dr. Steve Crenshaw, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jag head coach Doug Peterson looks for his quarterback Mac Jones to be given an opportunity to start next season.
He would probably want that, in his future to take over a team again and be the guy. And, hopefully he's given an opportunity.
Defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen likes the growth he's seen in defensive tackle Mason Smith.
Everybody's talented here. And so maybe that realization of wait, man, I got to work a little bit harder, study a little bit more. These things really matter.
O.C. Prestella thinks the Jags have found a wideout with starting talent in Parker Washington.
But we all see he's where he needs to be, when he needs to be there at the right depth, and then when the ball comes his way, he's made plays. Yeah, I think he's proven he can be a starter this season.
At your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update, I'm Sam Nelson.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, a quote today from Doug Peterson. If this is the last one, I can look back and go, hey, this was a great run. Whatever happens, happens. We keep moving forward. That courtesy of Mia O'Brien from Doug Peterson's week-ending press conference. Also, Ventrell Miller, according to Demetrius Harvey, likely will not play against the Colts. Darnell Savage did pass the concussion protocol and should be available. Walker Little is out for the week. So those are some of your salient points coming out of the final presser of the week for Doug Peterson. Of course, he'll talk after the game, and then we'll see what happens. On Monday. We'll see what happens Sunday, and we'll see if it has any bearing on Shad Khan's decision-making process on that front, the GM front, what have you. So
we'll see if it's a Black Monday, for Doug and Trent and their entire staff. It's not, it's a production business, so I understand if the owner wants to, clean house and move forward with somebody new. I'd be all for that. You got to produce, man. You got to produce.
So last night, Ben Johnson's name's been floating around. He's the OC of the Lions.
Detroit Lions.
And, he was to some degree, a warming up name last year.
Yeah.
Pulled his name out of consideration. Right. Didn't have maybe the right opening that he wanted to step into. Knew he had a really great team coming back. Wanted to make a run of the Super Bowl. Likelihood is he'd still be on the short list for a lot of teams the following year, right?
Bears are one team they've been talking about him. A lot of teams.
Absolutely. The Bear fans covet him. Absolutely. A lot of Jaguar fans covet him.
Totally.
There's been rumor and whispers that he is fond of Trevor Lawrence and believes he can win with Trevor Lawrence. Now, I've never spoken with Ben Johnson in my life. I've never spoken with anyone about this who's directly said this. But last night, Rick Ballou had Greg Huntington on the show, former Jaguar, friends with Mark Brunell. And this is a soundbite that we're going to play that is a combination of two different answers, but it gets the main point across. There's a little bit of back and forth in there, and we just wanted to clarify. And here's what Greg said last night.
And then we talked. I mean, we actually talked on the phone together. And he said, look, Ben Johnson wants that job. Mm-hmm. He likes the idea of Trevor Lawrence. And, of course, if Ben were to come, Mark's going to follow. They're very close. I mean, he's his offensive coordinator. He would be the quarterback's coach here in Jacksonville for Trevor Lawrence. What I do know from Mark Brunell, who obviously is a 100% reliable source, is that Ben Johnson wants this job if it becomes available.
So that's Greg Huntington saying that, and I don't know how Mark Brunell feels about him putting that conversation out there, but it's already aired on our station.
No, right.
I didn't break that.
No, right.
So.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, they are friends, and they have been for a very long time. I'm not.
No, I would think Greg did talk to Mark, and I would think Mark's obviously in a position to know. And he made an interesting point. He said Mark's not interested in being the OC, according to Greg Huntington.
Yeah.
He wants to be a quarterback's coach. He thinks the OC is maybe too time-consuming, too involved. You got to think 5 plays ahead. He just wants to coach up a quarterback.
Yeah.
So that's out there.
No, yeah, and listen, it would be great, if Mark returned to the Jacksonville Jaguars organization. I'm a little surprised that you'd even put that out there right now. Just because, I mean, you got the playoffs coming up. Like, I know if I was the head coach, I'd be like, why are we even talking about this? Like,
I agree with you.
Why
100%.
is your friend saying something? But whatever. There was maybe a story behind it. I don't know. I didn't talk to Greg. I do know, Mark is fond of Ben Johnson, so I would assume that maybe if he does get the job, if the job's even available, that he would come with them. I think that'd be great, but
look, there's a lot
know.
of whispers and smoke around Ben Johnson wanting to work with Trevor Lawrence. Yeah. This is just more of that. That doesn't guarantee anything.
The thing is, too, and Tony made a great point during the break. You look at now, granted, it's one example, but when Josh McDaniels first came on the scene as a head coach, after being the OC for the great Patriots,
3 years.
Wow, this is going to be great. And
3 years, and they had a top 5 offense. They were 4-1.
Yeah.
In the last 2 years he was there. That's almost exactly what Ben Johnson's doing. Yeah. Right? Like, this goes back to, we had the conversation, I forget if it was this week or last week, where we were talking about don't want to get too caught up in all the offseason stuff. This feels like the first test of too caught up in the offseason stuff to me. Yeah. One, the job's not even officially open yet in Jacksonville.
And may not be.
Right. We have no idea how serious the interest is from either side about this guy being the head coach in Jacksonville. I can understand the excitement about this being kind of the hot candidate potentially in this market, and he may have interest in Jacksonville. I would love for that to be the way that this whole thing winds up, how it plays out. He ends up the head coach here and brings Mark with him. Cool. I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of them cleaning house, but none of these things have happened yet. Right. So everything we discuss in this avenue is all conjecture.
Yeah,
right.
Totally.
Like, there's nothing real about any of this until there's something real to be had.
Well, and I think that look, Liam Cohen's another guy that's getting a lot of play.
Absolutely.
Right? Being a great coordinator, one way or the other, doesn't always mean a great head coach. Hopefully that's the case. I don't know. I'm just surprised that Mark would want that out there, at this point of the season.
I'd be surprised if he did.
But at the same time, who knows? Whatever. Look, if it comes true, who wouldn't be happy? I'd be happy. I think it'd be great.
Be fun.
I mean, look, and again, we'd all be happy. Doesn't guarantee anything.
No,
does not guarantee success. I think a lot of people were happy when Gus Bradley, Gus was a hot name.
No, right.
He came in and we loved him. And what a personality. What a guy you want to run through a wall for, right? And it didn't translate to anything. You go back to the last cycle. Leftwich v. Peterson, right? Is what it came down to. Who's the guy who's killing it right now? Kevin O'Connell.
That's right.
Right? Who's in that. So, and people will say, well, this Ben Johnson's more of a Kevin O'Connell, brilliant offensive mind. So, but that doesn't mean that he'll succeed in this role. Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury was not a great head coach.
Right.
But he's given a lot of credit for bringing along Jaden Daniels in his rookie season as the OC. Yeah. And now he's back in the hopper
into the mix
as being a head coach. that doesn't mean he'll be good at it.
Right.
You know?
Right. Or he'll get the opportunity. We'll see. But I don't know. I get just a tingling of a feeling that Shad's not going to do anything and give them one more year. I don't know why I feel that. I don't have any inside information. I just feel I could see their argument, and I could see Shad saying, well, maybe. Although what he said publicly is what he said publicly, and, you'd have to go against that. But
I've heard on a couple of occasions that if he were inclined to make an in-season move, there were a couple of games that he was, ready to pull the trigger, but basically the way it was relayed to me. And again, I'm not trying to pretend like I've got some conduit to Shad Khan. I don't know.
No, I know.
I've never heard him say a word on this matter. Yeah. But that it may just be a case where he wants to wait till the end of the season, or he wants to wait till the end of the season just to factor in the sum total. See, does this team continue to respond to Doug Peterson?
Right.
I can't speak for Shad.
They haven't quit yet, I don't think, but we'll see about that. I did see something this morning when I was doing some research. It was on ESPN. I don't know who wrote it, but they made mention, and maybe you guys talked about this, that Shad did not go to the locker room after the Titans' victory. I don't know if that means anything. Maybe he's got business. Who knows what's going on? But they kind of made he didn't visit the locker room after the victory.
Right. I've also, heard that, some people are like, Shad is so hands off. He's, he needs to be more involved with what's going on with this team. But then I've been told that he speaks with Balky and Peterson at a minimum on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
If not more frequently. Look, again, all this, I think a lot of people, there are breadcrumbs out there that don't necessarily lead to the result that you're hoping they do, or maybe they do. Yeah. And there are a lot of people, I think, that are guessing, and some of them are bound to guess right.
Oh, yeah.
But that doesn't mean you know. I'll freely admit, I don't know what's going to happen. If it were my guess, I think he's going to change at least the general manager. That's my guess, though.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Don't go to the sports books with that one and put down any kind of money.
Well, listen, I think if it does, they roll it back. You got to make changes. I would think if that's got to be part of it. Your defense stinks. Are you going to call plays? He said he wanted them to call plays last year. That kind of stuff, but. Who knows? Shad's going to do what Shad does, and I know a lot of you fans are passionate about it, and I get it, man. I get it. We all want a victory. We all want a winning football team, and I think it'll come around. I don't know where and I don't know how, but we got enough core guys that you can build around on this team that could help you win a championship, in my opinion. I think there's going to be turnover. There's going to be a lot of turnover on that team, but I think there's going to be a lot of core guys that you're going to be able to keep.
All right, we're down to the final few minutes. So instead of going round and round and round with the keys to victory, give me your number one key for the on-field product for the Jags to win and beat the Colts on the scoreboard this week.
It won't happen, but stop Jonathan Taylor.
Okay, that's your number one.
It won't happen.
Tony?
Create your own energy because no one's got any reason to bring any into the building this week. It's the fifth week in a row they're going to be playing a game with no playoff implications on the line. The Colts ensured that last week, so you better be bringing it yourself. I doubt the Colts will.
Yeah, right. The Colts just had their guts ripped out.
Yep.
Right. I mean, we lost to the freaking Giants here. For me, it's. I'm assuming Flacco plays.
Right.
I'm more worried about the quick strike scores. Pittman, Downs, Pierce.
Yep.
Pierce killed us last time.
Yep.
Remember that was a shootout game without Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, right.
Playing.
Right.
All right. We've all picked the Jags to win officially.
Yeah.
Tom McManus.
Yeah.
What is your score?
Oh, jeez. I'm going to say, oh, gosh. I'll say 24-21 Jags.
24-21. Okay.
27-23.
I got 24-23. So I really did. That was in my head before the whole thing. And you look, the last one was 37-34?
34, yeah.
I don't think this is going to be 17-16.
No.
Is my guess.
No. And the offense is moving a little bit. They got some things going on. I think they'll be all right.
Look, feel how you want about it. I'm not saying you should root or not root for a victory. You're a fan. If you're in the listening audience, you know what you want. Me, ideally, would like to see Brian Thomas Jr. end this season with a punctuation mark.
Absolutely.
180. A punctuation mark. Let me show you what I can do at the high end of my skill set here. Couple of touchdowns, 10-plus targets, and just a absurd triple-digit yardage total. Give me that, and don't get anybody hurt heading into the offseason, and that's enough for me.
Yeah. The game result is it is what it is, right?
I got one more. Josh Hines Allen get 3 sacks and break Tony Bracken's record this year.
Okay.
That'll get you above 50.
What if he ties it?
Yeah,
and then it could be like when Hank Aaron was going into the didn't Hank it was tied with Babe Ruth, right? Going into the 73 or 74 season.
Okay.
And the Topps baseball card set that year, the number 1 card was Hank Aaron with a crown on his head for the all-time home run, because you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
You needed one more. So that'd be a nice show up for the Jags home opener as Josh Hines Allen tries to set the sack record.
Yeah.
But
either way, at least tie it then.
I want guys to make plays. I want it to be exciting. I want to show some
fire.
Some of the youth.
Yeah.
That like, hey, Mason Smith, go have it. I'd rather have Mason Smith have a 3-sack day than Josh Hines Allen. Because I've seen Josh Allen do it. And I want to feel good about it. I love Jarian Jones to take one to the house. Let's get this young rookie class.
And Mason's had a couple of good weeks in a row.
Yes,
so it would be cool to see him,
punctuate.
On kind of a streak here at the end of the year.
Get DeAndre Prince, get a couple
out
of pass
there,
breakups, whatever the case may be. So, all right, Tommy. Regardless, whatever happens, we got a lot that's probably going to go down one way or the other.
That's right.
By this time next Friday, so we'll break it all down with you then. You've got Dad Bods tonight?
Dad Bods tonight, 8 o'clock, Cole Haynes in Atlantic Beach, our first show of the year, and we are so jacked up to rock it out.
Any new songs on the playlist?
Not yet. I don't know.
What's your opener tonight?
Can't You See by the Marshall Tucker Band.
Love it.
Yeah.
Classic.
That's a good one.
That is
going
a
to
good
catch me a freight train.
All right.
Down at the station, Mike.
Sing it, Tommy.
I'm never coming back.
I'm not going to challenge you on the lyrics. You sing them all the time.
Hopefully they all come together at the right time tonight.
We'll find out. Don't forget your crotch ribs, all right? And have a great weekend, everybody. For Dylan Denmark, still seeking that next name for Tony Smith. For Tommy, did you have one?
Interstate Love Song. That's a new one for us by STP.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Not for Dylan's nickname, but for your playlist tonight.
That's right.
For Tom McManus, I'm Mike Dempsey. We'll talk to you on Sunday. Hope you get what you want out of the Jags on Sunday, and then we'll reconvene on Monday and talk about the fallout one way or the other, and we'll do it right here on 1010XL 92.